given that reality of spiritual warfare and the importance of being centered in Christ, what is a healthy way for Christians today to think about angels and demons? Should we pay any attention to them at all? Should we study these two topics at all?
One of my mentors, my spiritual mentors, professors, was a theologian named John Murray, who was a Scottishman. And he used to talk about knowing that there were angels, because he knew that angels were controlling his foot on the brake in his car. And the writer to the Hebrews refers to angels as ministering spirits. We don't know how the Lord uses them in our lives. And I think the thing to do is to take confidence that our life is hidden with Christ in God, and to know that part of His provision for us is to put around us what protection we need. There are millions of contingent forces that we don't know. There's so much about our lives that we have no control over. About a year ago, I was hit, when I was driving, I was hit by a drunk red light runner going 65 miles an hour. And I was at a red light, and the light turned green. I couldn't see because there was a car. I couldn't see what was happening because there was a car next to me. I was in a two-lane turn lane, and I couldn't see past the guy who was next to me. And of course, he could see that a car was coming. I couldn't. And I waited just long enough that only the front of my car got out there, and this guy just plowed right through. And what are all the factors that preserved me in that? Well, it was the wonderful technology of Toyota that built a very safe car. There was the fact that I hesitated prudently, but beyond that, how was the Lord Himself, through angelic intervention, working in the crafting of the technology, in that little, don't go just yet. Whether there was an angelic finger on my shoulder, we don't know. And all I know to do is to seek to stay centered in Jesus, knowing that I don't have to know. He knows. And that somehow these spiritual forces are under His control and play a role in my protection and in the advancement of His kingdom, in the forming of His church, and in making His kingdom life possible.